Hey, Math 10. So I gave you guys a strange assignment today. I asked you to tell me about yourself. And so it's only fair that I also tell you about myself. Just in terms of that little assignment, like don't feel like you have to share anything too much, or just a short paragraph or a quick video is all I'm really asking for. Just tell me a little interesting thing about yourself. Uh, if you have exciting things to tell me, then by all means tell me. But even just like, hey, what do you like to do outside of school, or what's your favorite subject, what's your favorite movie, whatever you feel comfortable sharing, I'd love to find out about, just to kind of get to know you a bit better. Right now, I don't really know you very much at all because I don't see you when I'm talking. This is a video, so so I'd like to know a little bit more, just because I'm really curious. So I am going to tell you a bit about myself, and I wanted to just mention that I am obviously a teacher at Lord Byng, but normally I'm not a math teacher. I'm actually usually the computer science teacher at our school, so I teach computer programming and computer science, and that's fantastic. I love that. And once in a while they let me teach math as well, and I love teaching math. I actually do. But if you had told me when I was in high school that I would become a math teacher, I would have laughed in your face. I honestly, this is quite unexpected. When I was younger, I actually struggled a lot with math. I had an illness when I was really young, and it's kind of exotic, rare illness, and I missed a lot of school. So I had to do a lot of catch up, and I was okay in most subjects, but for some reason math I found hard to catch up in. It turns out if you don't get someone doesn't teach you math, it's kind of hard to do math. So I always kind of felt like I was bad at math in elementary school. I just didn't do the lessons. And when you get a test after not having learned anything, surprise, you don't do too well on that test. But so for some reason, I kind of thought about that as me being bad at math. I remember one time in particular, I was off for a month for whatever reason. I was sick again for some reason, and I came back. And the teacher gave me a test and was like, sorry, we don't have time to teach you this. We just got to put this test in the books and move on. I was like, what? Why are you giving? I didn't learn this stuff yet. So I had to do this test, and I got like 5 questions out of 80. 5 out of 80. 80. Correct. And I went home and I cried. I literally cried about math. And that sucked. It felt terrible. And I kind of dreaded it and struggled, and I hated it. Honestly, for a while I really hated math, and I thought it was bad. But I worked at it, and my especially my mom in particular really tried to help me out with it. She didn't want me to suck at math. She was very adamant that I keep practicing and keep trying, and so eventually I got better at it. And then in high school I did much better. I stopped being sick so much, so that helped. So I was actually getting learning in a class of what I'm supposed to do, and then but I still was pretty shaky in my competence. I'd never really excelled at math in high school. I'd get okay grades, but nothing spectacular. So yeah, I would have thought it was ridiculous that I would be a math teacher. But when I went to university, I decided to do computer science, and I loved games, video games, that kind of stuff. So I thought that might be interesting, and I took math courses because it turns out a lot of computer programming is math, and I loved it. It was different than the high school math that I had done. It wasn't just about calculating things. It was so much more creative and interesting, and it was harder, but in a different way, where it wasn't about catching you for making mistakes. It was just so much more creative and interesting. And so I started to love math in university, and it became one of my favorite subjects. So I kind of went from sucking at math, and I wasn't really sucking at math, I just didn't know what I was doing, and no one was teaching me, to being okay at math, and then becoming really good at math. So I've experienced a wide range of success with math. So I think that's something that's pretty rare for math teachers. I think most math teachers just know what it's like to be good at math. And that's not entirely true. I'm sure there's lots of teachers that have experienced that before, but it's hard to be compassionate for students if you don't know what it's like to dread opening a math book. And I know that feeling well. So you will have lots of compassion from me as we struggle through this. I'll do my best to help you out. And if you love math too, I'm right there with you. I also have found my passion in mathematics, and I hope to share that with you and tell you all sorts of interesting stuff and give you some fun things to apply it with. So, that's where I'm coming from as a math teacher. So I went to UBC. I did my computer science degree. Had a lot of fun there. Eventually met my wife, who I'm now married to. Her name is Susan, and I thought I'd show you some pictures of me and my family, because that's outside of school. That's what I do. That's my favorite thing, is just being a dad. So let's switch over to, I got my Google Photos. Here is my son, Miles. I have two sons, by the way. They're both 8 years old. They're twins. So if I show you a picture of them, you'll be like, oh, which one's which? Google doesn't know. Here they are. They're playing with some Lego here. Lego Ninjago is one of their favorite things these days. And this is Miles over here and Ryan over there. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. I'll scroll through a bit of Miles' pictures. Here we are hiking. We love hiking. Here we are at SFU playing Pokemon Go. Is something they love to do. More hiking. Just fun stuff. Here's a picture of the whole family. Ryan's got the glasses. Miles has no glasses. And there's my wife, Susan, also with glasses. So that's great. So there's my family. And we just have such a good time, just having fun things to do. I'm really excited. My kids are 8 years old now, because they're old enough to start doing some of the things that I like to do. So, for example, watch cartoons and play video games are all things that they're able to do. So we're watching Avatar: The Last Airbender right now. I've never seen it before, and I'm like, I'm blown away. It's so fun. I just think it's a really good series. We're also reading lots of great books together. So we just finished Prince Caspian from the Chronicles of Narnia series. I didn't get to read it, but they're just finishing up Percy Jackson and exploring some other Rick Riordan books. So that's great. And I guess in terms of other interests, I'll switch back here because I'm not talking about my pictures anymore. Other things I love to do, I love Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if you can see it, but I have all these Dungeons and Dragons books behind me. That's one of my favorite things to do is to play. I like to be the dungeon master who tells the story and sort of guides everybody together in the fun. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you should Google it. It's good times. And so that's one of the things I do in my spare time with my friends. And in terms of TV shows, gosh, there's so many. Avatar I already mentioned. Probably my favorite show of all time is Buffy the Vampire Slayer and its spin-off Angel. I think that show is just so good. Love those shows so much. Anyways, I'm talking for a long time. You guys don't have to do such a long one, but I thought I would just tell you a little bit about myself. And I'm looking forward to seeing your paragraphs or videos or whatever it is and finding out cool things that are true about you. And I wish you the best of luck on that. Hopefully that's not too stressful of an assignment. Don't worry too much about a due date. If you're behind in math right now, focus on those things, but eventually I'd love to hear more about you. Okay, thanks, Math 10. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon in person. Bye.